Hey guys, so here I am, another process video. So I am using some pre-colored images already um, from the Breeding Farm. That's Princess Anya. And I'm showing you some stamps I'm using, and the paper, the matte stacks were from DCWV and Paper Studio, I believe. So I am just using paper tray ink cardstock in that nice pink. I don't know the exact color, but A2 size card for scoring at 4 1/4. And that is the piece of paper, the pattern paper. It's like that specialty paper from that matte stack. I think it was called the Sweet Stack from DCWV. Um, Either from there or from Paper Studio. I think it's DCWV. So I'm just doing it 1/4 inch less. So it's 5 1/4 by 4 by 4. And so I'm just trying to figure out, and that paper is from Paper Studio, has stars on it. I don't actually use it, but in case you're wondering, I think it's like Birthday Extravaganza. And that is a paper punch I found at Ross, and I'm trying to see where I'm going to put the sentiment placement. I like that pink paper because it had that embossed and glitter look, and it really added a nice design without needing to embellish much. But I'm having a hard time. I don't want to cover too much of it up, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do the sentiment. This birthday card is for one of Aiden's friends, and she's turning 4, and she likes princesses, so I thought it was appropriate. I'm looking for a sentiment, and I'm looking through the Amy R. She has great sentiments, so there's like a birthday one and two birthday ones that I have. So I'm trying to figure out which birthday sentiment I was going to put on. That's a Stampin' Up! Label punch that I was trying to see what fit on it that I can use, but I ended up not finding. Is it the modern label punch? I don't. It's the oval punch. I'm not sure the name of it, but I couldn't find a sentiment that fit on it. So I decided anyway that I was going to emboss, heat emboss the sentiment right on that pattern paper anyway. So here I am using the Embossing Buddy, which is just like a tack powder, tall tack powder, just to get rid of any residue to have a cleaner embossing. And I use the Brilliance ink in the black, and oops, there goes my mistake. It happens. I didn't cut this out because this is what happens. So luckily I had another sheet, so I'm redoing it all over. Sorry if you don't want to watch it all over, but life happens, and that's what happened. When I might have to trim that stamp again. So this time I just made sure I didn't like rock it too much because I had ink on the corner of that rubber. So here is Claire Embossing. Definitely use detailed. I don't know what brand. It might be Recollections, or it might, I don't know. But or Zing. I don't know. It's detailed. Make sure you get detailed Claire. With embossing powder, definitely get detail on everything. That's what I do to get, especially for sentiments. If you're going to do sentiments, because it just gets a really nice embossed look, much more detailed. Hence the name Detail. Anyway, so yes, so the Brilliance works fine with the clear, just because it's still dry. I mean, it's still wet enough. You can also use your Versamark glue stamp. But here I am, like I did in my previous videos. I like to ink the edges. I use Stampin' Up. I don't know what kind of pink, but it's pink. Just to so it didn't have too much of contrast on the card with the circle. I could add more pink, I guess, like a larger border, but I just did the edges like that. And so I'm just showing you the embossed look. And here it is. So that's where I'm going to put it. And I usually, for kids or children's birthdays, I love doing the area age on with thickers just so it pops. So I'm looking through my huge stash of thickers. Of course, I'm not showing you my stash, but I know I have like a hot pink somewhere. So I actually like the size of that lavender one because this hot pink, I like the color, but it was way too small. I wanted it bigger. So for my thickers, I usually just cut along vertically on the side. I just find it's easier to take in and out my thickers. So I put that on there, and that is, I just got those at Tuesday morning. I think it's called Hooray. I think begins with an H. Anyway, so it's like a glitter foam, and of course I love using my action wobbles on all my kid cards too. I think it's so fun, especially with the little princess waving her wand. So on the inside, of course, that I was trying to see how I was gonna decorate the inside. I usually use some leftover scraps to kind of just add on, or washi. So I'm looking through my huge washi stash, and I decided to use the cut and paste, one of the cut and paste ones from My Mind's Eye, and it is the pink polka dots. So I just kind of do a little strip on the bottom just so it kind of looks cute, you know. And I always don't do a clean cut. I should be more um, careful and detailed about, you know, cutting the side, but I'm not. I'm rushing. I guess I'm in a rush. But that is one of my all-time favorite sentiments. Lots of people are thinking of you on your birthday. I just wanted to let you know that I am one of them. And that is a Paper Tray ink stamp. I've used it a ton. And you can see that's a happy birthday. That's also from Paper Tray ink. And I use it all the time. All right.